Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins offense enters the 2025 season with a clear mission: prove that it hasn't been fully deciphered by NFL defenses. After a 2024 campaign that still showed flashes of efficiency, the Dolphins lost two essential elements that made their previous offenses so dynamic under Mike McDaniel. The departure of an explosive passing weapon and a dependable rushing attack left noticeable gaps in the scheme. While many factors contributed to this, the evolution of defenses across the league stands out as a major hurdle. Opposing coordinators adjusted to the Dolphins' tempo, motions, and spacing, forcing them into less favorable matchups and slowing down big play opportunities. Miami's offense must now adapt, reconfigure its approach, and find ways to challenge defenses that have seemingly started to predict its tendencies. For Bobby Slowik, the team's senior passing game coordinator, this is not just about tweaking plays, but fundamentally rethinking how Miami can threaten opponents vertically and horizontally in ways that remain unpredictable. The Dolphins know that staying one step ahead will define their offensive identity in 2025. Slowik has spent the offseason meticulously reviewing game film from 2022, 2023, and 2024 to pinpoint how defenses have evolved and where Miami can gain an advantage. His analysis revealed that two high safety looks, particularly cover 2 and cover 4 variations designed to stop explosive passing, have surged across the NFL. Last season, Miami faced more dropbacks against two high shells than any other team, a staggering 202 instances that highlighted the league-wide adjustment to their speed and spacing-oriented offense. These defensive strategies effectively limited vertical threats and forced the Dolphins into shorter, more methodical drives, revealing vulnerabilities in both the run and passing games. Slowik's task is to design an offense that can counter these constraints by creating unpredictable formations, varied motion, and multiple options post-snap. The goal is simple in concept but complex in execution. Make defenses uncomfortable, force hesitation, and reclaim the explosive plays that define Miami's identity just a season prior. Every adjustment, every route combination, is built around regaining that advantage and proving the offense cannot be solved. One of the key challenges for the Dolphins is the stark contrast between their 2023 and 2024 rushing attacks. In 2023, Miami finished fourth in rushing success rate, creating space and balance that allowed the passing game to thrive vertically. By 2024, that figure plummeted to 27th, drastically reducing opportunities for deep shots and limiting big play potential. This decline affected the offense's rhythm and forced quarterback and coordinator alike to rely on shorter, safer passing schemes, further playing into defensive hands. Slowik emphasizes that it's not simply about running better, but about integrating multiple elements into a cohesive, unpredictable offense. The interplay of run-pass balance, post-snap adjustments, and clever route concepts is what transforms raw talent into a high-functioning unit. As defenses continue to evolve, Miami's ability to counteract these schemes with precise fundamentals, spacing, and timing will determine whether the offense can reclaim its former explosiveness and maintain consistency across all situations, regardless of defensive alignment or pressure. To Slowik, adaptability is the cornerstone of offensive success in 2025. He insists that Miami's game plan must account for the unpredictability of two high safety defenses while also emphasizing fundamental execution. "We have to be ready to react post-snap," he stated, highlighting that the team's response to what the defense shows after the snap is just as critical as pre-snap recognition. The Dolphins system, with its heavy use of motion, wide splits, and outside zone runs, forces defenses into complex decisions, creating opportunities for skilled adjustments. By teaching players to master core principles and techniques, Slowik ensures that the offense can respond fluidly regardless of how opponents align or shift coverage. This approach emphasizes control over reaction, where the offense doesn't just read the defense, but dictates the tempo and flow of the game. The result is a unit that remains unpredictable, flexible, and capable of exploiting defensive mistakes, transforming a previously solved formula into one with renewed potency. Miami's offensive philosophy also revolves around variation and spacing, challenging defenses to cover the entire field both horizontally and vertically. Slowick has stressed that different situations may call for deploying anywhere from 2 to 5 receivers while maintaining protection schemes that keep the quarterback safe. This versatility allows the Dolphins to stretch coverage, force mismatches, and create opportunities for explosive plays. By designing plays that can adapt in real time, the coaching staff ensures that the offense doesn't become one-dimensional or predictable. In essence, the Dolphins' scheme is a constant puzzle for defenses, where no single adjustment can fully neutralize the team. By emphasizing pre-snap motion, post-snap reactions, and spacing principles, Miami builds an offense that can dynamically respond to multiple defensive fronts, maintaining an edge in both preparation and execution. This approach aims to restore the unpredictability that made Miami's offense feared just a season or two ago. Another critical factor in Miami's offensive resurgence is the understanding that both passing and rushing phases must complement each other for sustained success. Slowick points out that when both aspects click simultaneously, the offense becomes dangerous and enjoyable to watch, but the NFL rarely provides perfect conditions. Defensive adjustments, in-game fluctuations, and unpredictable variables create constant challenges. Therefore, the Dolphins' preparation emphasizes having answers for every scenario: blitzes, shifts, varied coverages, and unexpected alignments. By teaching players to anticipate and react with precision, Miami seeks to maintain offensive balance and flexibility. The team's ability to combine explosive plays with efficient, short-yardage drives will be critical in keeping defenses off balance and sustaining drives. Slowick's focus on fundamentals, technique, and situational awareness ensures that Miami's offense can consistently create opportunities regardless of how defenses adjust, aiming to reclaim the identity of a high-powered, unpredictable unit. The Dolphins' offensive challenges are amplified by the variations in two-high coverage they face each week. Unlike other teams, Miami's pre-snap motions, speed-oriented schemes, and heavy use of outside zone concepts force defenses to respond with unconventional adjustments. This unpredictability makes it nearly impossible to forecast defensive behavior with certainty, demanding a post-snap focus and quick decision-making from every offensive player. Slowick's philosophy emphasizes that preparation must go beyond memorizing tendencies. It requires ingraining fundamentals so deeply that they become instinctive under any circumstance. By mastering their technique and spacing, players can neutralize defensive adjustments, maintain rhythm, and exploit mismatches. The Dolphins aim to turn these previously limiting defensive strategies into opportunities by controlling the tempo, creating confusion, and forcing mistakes, showcasing an offense capable of thriving under pressure while remaining adaptable to any challenge. Slowick's commitment to adaptation also extends to offensive personnel and situational strategy. He understands that the Dolphins will face multiple defensive shells designed to counter both the run and the pass. Therefore, the offensive staff prioritizes versatility, ensuring that players can seamlessly shift between roles and responsibilities depending on the defensive look. This means teaching multiple route concepts, protecting the quarterback in various alignments, and exploiting space creatively. The approach requires constant communication, mental agility, and precise execution, making the offense less reliant on individual matchups and more on coordinated team performance. By emphasizing these principles, Miami seeks to regain the balance and explosiveness that once defined their offensive identity, creating a unit that can challenge defensive coordinators weekly and force them to react rather than dictate terms. Ultimately, the Dolphins' 2025 offensive identity hinges on unpredictability, post-snap awareness, and the integration of run-pass balance with situational precision. While the team has not yet showcased this revamped offense in meaningful football, the meticulous planning and adjustments described by Slowick provide a roadmap for improvement. By blending fundamentals with dynamic spacing, versatile personnel usage, and rapid post-snap reactions, Miami aims to prove that its offense is far from solved. The goal is to restore a rhythm where both the passing and rushing games complement each other, keeping defenses guessing and opening opportunities for explosive plays. With attention to detail, strategic adaptation, and relentless focus on execution, the the Dolphins intend to demonstrate that they remain a formidable, innovative offensive force in the league. The 2025 season will be a proving ground for their redefined, unpredictable, and fully capable attack. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? The NFL offseason is heating up in a way that has fans buzzing, and the latest whispers coming out of the league involve none other than Higgins, the dynamic wide receiver whose name has been circulating in connection with the Miami Dolphins. Sources close to team management hint that Miami has been quietly working behind the scenes to assemble a deal that could bring Higgins into their already potent offensive lineup, pairing him with Tyreek Hill to form a wide receiver tandem that could strike fear into any secondary in the league. The idea alone has sparked speculation across social media platforms and sports podcasts, with analysts debating how Higgins' size, route-running ability, and physicality could complement Hill's speed and agility. The Dolphins, known for their aggressive approach to free agency, might see this as the missing piece in their championship puzzle, and while nothing has been finalized, the mere rumor is enough to have the fanbase buzzing with anticipation. Reports suggest that negotiations have been ongoing for several weeks, though details remain murky, fueling the wildfire of speculation that surrounds every high-profile NFL move. Higgins, a standout talent from his time with the Cincinnati Bengals, has consistently demonstrated the ability to create separation and make contested catches, which are exactly the traits Miami seems to covet. Rumors indicate that the Dolphins front office is prepared to offer a deal that positions Higgins as a key component in their offensive strategy, potentially restructuring their salary cap to make room for a receiver of his caliber. Meanwhile, insiders hint that Higgins himself has expressed intrigue at the idea of joining a team with legitimate Super Bowl aspirations, which only adds fuel to the growing chatter. While no official statements have been released, the combination of Higgins' talent and Miami's resources makes this a rumor that refuses to die, sparking endless discussion among fans, analysts, and even former players who see the strategic potential in this possible acquisition. Speculation has also turned to how Higgins would fit into Miami's offensive schemes, especially alongside an electric playmaker like Tyreek Hill. Many insiders suggest that Higgins' ability to stretch the field vertically and operate effectively in the red zone could transform the Dolphins' passing attack, giving quarterback Tua Tagovailoa multiple high-level options on every play. Rumors circulating suggest that the coaching staff is already considering how to optimize formations to maximize both receivers' strengths, including creative use of motion and slot utilization to exploit mismatches. Meanwhile, fans have taken to online forums to discuss potential stat projections if Higgins were to land in Miami, imagining eye-popping numbers that could see the Dolphins dominate the aerial game. While no formal paperwork has been filed, the constant drip of information and speculation keeps this story alive, creating a narrative that is equal parts tantalizing and enigmatic, leaving everyone waiting for that next leak or insider report that could confirm or dash these burgeoning hopes. The market for elite wide receivers this offseason has been competitive, and Miami's rumored interest in Higgins places them in the spotlight among teams willing to make bold moves. Word has it that other franchises have expressed interest in Higgins as well, which only adds layers of tension and drama to the unfolding narrative. Speculators believe the Dolphins' willingness to negotiate aggressively could give them an edge, particularly if Higgins views the prospect of joining a playoff-ready roster as more appealing than remaining with his current team. Meanwhile, insiders indicate that Higgins' camp is keeping options open, leveraging interest to ensure maximum financial and strategic value. The constant circulation of rumors has created a media storm, with analysts dissecting every potential scenario, from the size of the contract to the impact on Miami's depth chart. Even casual fans have latched onto the storyline, creating a collective sense of suspense that seems to grow by the day as the offseason progresses, keeping the conversation alive across multiple platforms. In addition to tactical considerations, there is a social element to the rumored acquisition that keeps fans talking. Higgins' personality and media presence could integrate well into the Miami locker room culture, according to some of the whispers making the rounds. Rumors suggest that both players and coaches have informally discussed how a player of Higgins' experience and work ethic might influence younger receivers and energize the fan base. Miami's stadium atmosphere, combined with the opportunity to play in a high-profile market, may appeal to Higgins beyond the purely athletic dimension. Meanwhile, insiders speculate that Higgins' potential pairing with Hill could generate not only on-field fireworks, but also marketing opportunities that extend far beyond the gridiron. The ongoing murmurs suggest that the Dolphins are aware of this, and if the deal comes together, it could redefine perceptions of Miami as a destination for top-tier talent, reinforcing the notion that rumors often carry a blend of truth and aspiration that keeps everyone invested in the unfolding drama. Salary cap logistics appear to be one of the critical hurdles in this rumored deal, with sources hinting that Miami is exploring creative solutions to fit Higgins into their payroll without compromising other roster needs. Rumors indicate that discussions have included potential restructuring of existing contracts, performance-based incentives, and flexible bonus arrangements, all of which highlight the complexity behind signing a player of Higgins' stature. While these are merely whispers at the moment, the intricate dance of finances and talent acquisition adds another layer of intrigue to the speculation. Fans and analysts alike have debated the implications of such moves, imagining how Miami could balance long-term sustainability with the immediate desire to make a championship push. This aspect of the rumor, though less flashy than on-field chemistry, is nonetheless essential to understanding the scope of the narrative that surrounds T. Higgins and the Dolphins, illustrating how behind-the-scenes strategy often drives the conversations that dominate headlines. Media chatter has also focused on Higgins' personal motivations and potential fit in Miami, with insiders suggesting that he may be looking for a fresh start in an environment where his talents are fully utilized. Rumors indicate that the receiver values a system where he can operate both vertically and in intermediate zones, and Miami's rumored interest aligns closely with those preferences. Analysts speculate that a combination of coaching philosophy, offensive scheme, and opportunity for postseason success could make Miami a compelling destination. Social media has exploded with debate, as fans dissect every nugget of information, connecting dots between Higgins' playing style, Miami's roster, and past offseason acquisitions. Even minor leaks or hints from sources have sparked massive engagement, demonstrating the power of rumor in shaping the public imagination. The constant cycle of speculation, combined with the strategic and personal factors at play, creates a narrative that is equal parts drama, strategy, and pure football intrigue, keeping the story alive even without official confirmation. Rumors also touch on the potential ripple effects of Higgins joining Miami, with some insiders hinting that the acquisition could shift defensive strategies league-wide. Teams may need to rethink coverages, double-teaming decisions, and personnel groupings to counter a Dolphins receiving core featuring both Hill and Higgins. Such speculation adds yet another layer of excitement and conversation for fans and commentators, as everyone tries to predict the possible outcomes on a macro level. Meanwhile, conversations in locker rooms and media circles suggest that this kind of strategic reshuffling is exactly the type of ripple effect that makes off-season rumors so compelling. The imagined scenarios range from record-breaking performances to innovative play-calling adaptations, illustrating how a single potential signing can generate cascading effects across the NFL landscape. Even in the absence of a formal deal, the anticipation and endless hypothetical scenarios keep the buzz alive, making this one of the most talked-about stories of the offseason. As the rumor mill continues to churn, one thing is certain. T. Higgins in Miami would be a seismic shakeup in the NFL landscape. Fans, analysts, and insiders are all watching closely for any confirmation, leak, or subtle hint that might signal the next chapter in this unfolding saga. While some skeptics caution against placing too much weight on unverified reports, the consistency of whispers from multiple sources lends credence to the speculation. Social media engagement reflects this, with trending hashtags, reaction videos, and animated discussions dominating the online space. Meanwhile, Miami appears positioned to leverage every angle, financial, tactical, and social, to make a compelling pitch to Higgins. The rumor, persistent and tantalizing, has created a unique tension between hope and uncertainty, fueling conversations across platforms. As the offseason continues, the T. Higgins narrative remains an irresistible storyline, blending intrigue, strategy, and the ever-present dream of championship glory, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.